Hi friends, my name is Zoranne and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. Today is February. Gosh, I always do that. Whenever I say the date, I never know what date it is and I'm like, I should prepare for this. Today is January 26th. It's a Friday. I'm off from work today and I was like, it's a little gloomy outside. Let's read all day. I don't know. So we're starting another reading vlog and I'm in like a weird mood. It's been a weird week. I'm not in a slump reading or like content creation wise. I just had like a weird week personally and it's like affecting my ability to create content and be like present on social media, which is like totally fine. Everyone, it happens to everyone. But today I'm just like, I feel like I should be making things and I'm just not in the mood to do that. But I am in the mood to start a new reading vlog. Besides that, but I'm like not in the mood to make TikToks. It's different in my brain. I separate like YouTube stuff and like vlog bindery stuff from like TikTok and Instagram stuff. But I wanted to start a new reading vlog today. And we've got 2 books on the docket that I ideally would like to finish before the end of the month so I can like start February fresh. And also there's a certain book coming out on the 30th that I may want to read before everybody else spoils it for me. So I want to like finish these 2 books before I get through those. If you know, you know. Okay. I want to finish The Will of the Many. Will I finish it for this vlog? I don't know, but I would like to get a good chunk of it done because I am taking my sweet old time with it. I'm only like 25% of the way in and I've really been enjoying it, but I've only been reading about a chapter or 2 before bed each night. I feel like I am not reading this at the pace that I normally would read a book, which is totally fine. I just know that this was like our book club pick for Fantasy and Friends this month and I want to finish it within the month that we chose to read it. So, The Will of the Many. And then I've also been making my way through a reread of She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan because one of my bindery subscribers, if you're pledged to the Sprite tier or the Dragon Friend tier, you get entered into a bi-monthly giveaway where you get to choose a book of your choice for me to read and annotate. And the winner this month, they chose She Who Became the Sun. So I'm rereading it, I'm tabbing it, and I'm having a really good time with it. But like, I haven't picked it up in a few days, and I really need to finish this before the end of the month. So we're gonna use this little reading vlog as like a little accountability buddy boost. But I know that like my main goal for this Friday, since I'm not gonna be filming stuff, aside from this clip, is to read a good chunk of this. So I'm very excited. This is a reread for me. I read it when it first came out and I really enjoyed it. It's a dense political fantasy, but also like almost historical fiction with like lit fic vibes. It's hard to describe and it's not for everyone, but it is for me. So I am really enjoying myself. Quite honestly, I feel like I'm reading this book for the first time again because once like I finished this book, it's like it all went out the window for me. And I have not read the sequel, He Who Drowned the World. So this is kind of like good preparation for that too. But these are my 2 books on the docket for this reading vlog. I'm very excited to see how that goes. I've got a lot of stuff to do this weekend, but I also know that I can work a lot of time in for reading too. Maybe I can do maybe this will be like a weekend vlog. Maybe I'll turn it into like a 24-hour reading vlog. I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I know I can do that. But while I've also got you here, I've got 2 pieces of book mail. I ordered this self-published new fantasy romance per the recommendation of Rachel Sky Reads on Instagram. And she was like, Zoranne, you'd love this. It's got dragons, it's got fantasy, it's got romance, it's got equal parts of both, and it's amazing, and there's a really cool map. And that book is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. She is a chunker. Why is it almost 700 pages? I don't know. I love the cover a lot. Spine, back. And it comes with a really great map. It comes with a really amazing map and a very detailed glossary. There's like illustrations, we've got pronunciations, we've got histories, creatures, we've got an index of creatures and beings. It really has everything. Pronunciation guide, like everything a fantasy reader could want, it's got. And every chapter header has like really cool pictures. The one downside of this book already is that it's like the UK paperback size, so it's like kind of short and stout, which I don't love, which makes me feel like I'm gonna have to break the spine, which I'm not afraid to do it. I will do it. But I know people don't like that. But like sometimes it needs to be done if you want to be able to like not have to read a book like that. When the Moon Hatched. And then I always love doing these little unwrappings on camera. The January Broken Binding book came in the mail, and they're doing the Hanged God trilogy, which is a Viking-inspired Norse fantasy, and I'm here for it. The book is beautiful. I saved you the bubble wrap. So the first book is Book 1, Northern Wrath. And here we go. Holy crap! Oh, it's like foiling. This is really dark. Like, that's really dark. I don't know. I want to say it's like the author is Teal'c Cold Holt. I hope I said that right. So then we got spine. It's trying to recognize my face. Okay, then it says, honor the dead, remember their names, see their faces, and speak of their ways. Here are the edges. The edges, when I get all 3 books, are going to be able to make a tree. And under the jacket, ooh, this is supposed to be an image, I believe. Wow. I really like that. And then we've got these gorgeous full color end papers. So this is a pyre burning. These are warriors all around. Okay, and then we've got people on this one. I don't know who these are. Maybe our main characters. I don't know what this trilogy is about. I hadn't heard of it before Broken Binding announced it. But it's got Vikings. The dedication says, to all past, present, and future Vikings. I want to be a Viking. I want to be a shield maiden. But yeah, so very exciting. So I'm in tier 2 for the Broken Binding, which means I just get the pretty book and it's unsigned, which if you know me, I don't care much about. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, cool. Northern Wrath. Love it. Can't wait to put it on my shelf. Can't wait to have like the completed image. But back to what I was saying, I'm going to be focusing on these 2 books, Will of the Many and She Who Became the Sun, this weekend. I'm going to be doing some moving stuff because I am moving over to the fiance's house gradually. Books are not going over there quite yet, but we're going to be doing some furniture moving this weekend. I'm going to be bringing some of my stuff from my house right now over to his. And then it should be a pretty good reading-filled weekend. If you're watching this, by the time you're watching this, it'll already have happened. But tonight, I'm participating in a panel for TBRCon, which is very exciting. I'm going to be on a panel with some authors and some other reading bloggers who I really love and look up to. And we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a mood reader and just like creating content online. And I think that's going to be really fun. But other than that, yeah, the next time I talk to you, I'm going to check in with my reading progress. My plan right now is to kind of just take it easy today, be nice to myself instead of like being mean to myself about like, why aren't you creating content, Zoranne? It is what it is. But I do want to log some of the books I own, and I think while I do that, I'm going to listen to an audiobook. This is the part where I wish I had like a separate vlogging camera where I could like film myself doing that, but I need my phone to log my books. It's I don't know. I'm gonna save up for a camera. That's one of my goals by the end of this year. Prove to myself that I can take YouTube seriously and that I can earn a vlogging camera, and I can save up for that. So here we go. Oh crap moment. I'm trying to be better about not swearing in like YouTube videos because like I want to be monetized someday. But like, okay, I got to like the first oh crap moment. I am on chapter 23 now. And Vis, without spoiling things, like Vis and this other girl, Aqua, they're at like this big event thing, like a Coliseum-like event. And I don't know what's supposed to be happening there, but like maybe chariot races, I don't know. But like they're at this event and something happens at the event where things go wrong, very, very wrong, and things get very gruesome very, very quickly. And this is still at the beginning of the part where he's like still not at the academy, but he knows that he's supposed to infiltrate the academy. We know that from the synopsis in the book. But someone says to him, that's the power of the hierarchy. We do because there is no standing apart. You fight the tyranny of the many or you are one of them. Silence is a statement, Vis. Inaction picks a side. And when those lead to personal benefit, they are complicity. Because obviously, like, there's people who, like, want him to infiltrate the academy for reasons that are spoilery, but, like, that quote hits a little deep, and then something happens after that, and I was like, ah! But so I was like, I must vlog! I'm, like, I was really enjoying myself before, but now I'm like, I have to keep listening. I have to keep listening. All right. Coming to you live from the kitchen that is currently unfinished, but who cares? I just got back from the grocery store because I'm cooking dinner for Jarrett and I tonight. We're doing salmon with couscous and carrots and like a Dijon pan sauce. I think it's gonna be good. But it's Saturday night, obviously, so I'm giving you a reading update. Had to go get the books. So I'm giving you a little reading update before I start cooking. I spent about 2 hours yesterday reading She Who Became the Sun to get myself past the halfway mark. I'm trying to read like 50-60 pages a day just so I make sure that I finish it before January and I get it shipped off to the annotation winner. I think I'm in like the middle part. Actually, I know I'm in the middle part. So I'm at the part of the book where Ju Chongba is getting promoted through the ranks of the military of the Red Turban Alliance so they can put this Prince of Radiance on the throne to help overthrow the Mongols. And I remember, obviously, I love this book, but I remember the middle part feeling very extra dense and kind of like a slog, just because there's like things are happening fewer and far in between compared to the first part, and now in part 2 it's just like, okay, let's keep it going, but it's a much slower pace. And to some people, like, they may love that, and I do love this book, but like I just remember, like, I feel the second time around it's dragging a little bit even more for me. But the audiobook narrated by Natalie Naudus is helping me get through that faster than usual. I'm having a lot of fun annotating it, lots of great and some coherent, some incoherent thoughts. I just love annotating. It's very like a cathartic experience for me. So She Who Became the Sun is good. I know I'm gonna read more tonight, but I spent a lot of yesterday. Well, I did some cleaning earlier, and I was listening to Will of the Many, and I think I'm gonna listen to it while I cook because I like to listen to audiobooks while I cook. And I am finally on to part 2. So Vis is in the academy. He is starting at the academy, and he's putting names with faces that he's only heard in passing from his adopted father, Olkiskor, and that is also going well. And Vis, from this event that happened, I don't want to go into spoiler territory too much, especially if you haven't read it, but something happened with Vis, and he has been bestowed a heroic title, and now people are using that title with him, and it's making him feel uncomfortable. And he's just like, please just call me Vis. I don't want to be like known as a hero I don't want to be known as like the hero of the academy and give people reason to be nervous of me or be wary, especially when he's supposed to be keeping his head down and spying on people. Well, of course, without everyone else knowing, but also like Vis isn't even his name. Like, he's also infiltrating the academy and just to society for his own personal reasons. Like, he's in hiding. We know that his family is dead, and he's like a long lost prince of what? We don't know. But so that's what's kind of happening. And so plot threads are kind of weaving themselves throughout this book, and I know that the pace is getting faster, and I feel like we're going to start to move at like breakneck speed, and reveals are going to keep revealing. And so I'm really enjoying that part. But I'm going to cook dinner. Jarrett and I are going to eat that together. We're trying to get just dropped the book. That's cool. We're trying to get our little life together with me moving over here gradually. Got myself a little table. We got to find chairs for that. But that's going well. We got our bedroom set up. Got to get this wall painted and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's not glamorous, but it's coming together nicely, and I'm happy with moving in together. Has been just really exciting, and I'm very grateful that we're like doing our little life together. But yeah, that's my reading update. It's just gonna be a chill Saturday night of audiobook reading. Maybe I'll watch a movie later. I don't know. But yeah, that is my little Saturday update. Okay, we've got dinner. We've got salmon and couscous, carrots, and a Dijon mustard pan sauce. We've got the Americans. Jarrett, how did it come out?
Came out goob.
Goob?
Goob.
Thank you. Okay, so Jarrett and I watched 2 episodes of The Americans, and then we moved some furniture at like 9:30 at night. I mean, why not? We moved nightstands from our old bedroom up to the new bedroom, so now we have nightstands. Pretty exciting. So now I'm gonna be sitting down and reading. I think it's about 10:30 right now. I'm gonna try to knock out She Who Became the Sun for an hour, read about 50-60 pages, continue my little annotations. Nothing, I haven't read this yet today, so nothing to update you on. And then I did listen to a few chapters of The Will of the Many. Is this upside down? It is. Wow. I did listen to a few chapters of The Will of the Many while I was cooking dinner, and that was really nice. It made the time fly by, but nothing really to update you on other than like really enjoying it. I've got my little ambient music going, and then I thought this would be a good time to show you like what I do for like annotating. So step 1, book. My pens that I'm using, or I like to use, are usually whatever I can find, but currently I'm using a Papermate Inkjoy gel pen. I know the lighting isn't amazing right now because it's like 10:30 at night, but who cares? And then this Pentel RSVP. I don't know. They're just 2 black ballpoint pens that are like $1 from the grocery store or the drugstore. And then my all-time favorite what is this called? A highlighter to highlight with and underline are these Zebra mild liners. This is the color gold. It's my favorite. I just love the yellow it is. Like, it is just so satisfying. Ooh, and I just pulled up to my favorite scene. Why not? Love that for me. And then these stickers that I use and I love are these annotating stickers. They're like reaction stickers from Girl in Read. It's a small business that I love. And these are just little emojis that I love to stick in the margins. Let's see if I can find one. They're fun. So like you can just pick them off and put them where you want in the book, and it's fun. And so I just got an assortment of these. I usually have, this is my favorite one. This one says Yas Bitch and Queen Shit. I usually have like little sticker tweezers that go with these, but I can't find the tweezers for the life of me. But this is like my annotating supplies. My setup is not very aesthetic. I don't care. I'm just giving you the honest truth. And then I get a little key. So pink is for plot development. Orange is for world building and history. Yellow is usually for fave moments or quotes. Green is for important info. And blue is for like, oh my god moments. Either like, holy crap, or why did this happen? And or just, I always use blue when I get like a visceral or like emotional reaction. Put my little stamp there. Put the little note for who I'm annotating for. And then we just like get into it. So sometimes my annotations are like little eyes. Sometimes they're nothing. Sometimes it's me just being thoughtful. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. They're not really like serious. Friendship! But I don't know. I really enjoy it. I love that I can do this for people. This one says, maybe Ju can see the ghost because she has seen death firsthand. That's my guess. Sometimes I put little foreshadowing, or I put like just theories in the margins. It really depends. So I'm like over halfway through. These are like the tabs I have right now. But yeah, that is like my annotating style. I like the way I annotate my books is very like, I like to think of it as like functional over being like fancy. So I don't buy like the most expensive stationery. I don't buy the most expensive tabs. I believe the ones I use are just, I get into like a 20 pack on Amazon. Like I literally ran out of pink tabs. Like, so there's like nothing really cute about this, but I like try to keep it as like functional and as like fun as I can, just so it keeps me like wanting to do it. But yeah, that is my style of annotating, and that is what I'm going to do for about the next hour. And then I'll check in with you. But yeah. It's my Saturday night. Hi everyone, happy Sunday night. Last night I read a bunch of She Who Became the Sun before I went to bed, and then I watched Saturday Night Live because Justin Timberlake was performing and I couldn't help myself because I love him. But yeah, She Who Became the Sun is going well. I feel like the pacing is picking up a little bit more. Ju, our main character, she got married to the woman I love, and her relationship that she develops with Ma is just so good. Oh, the tension. And I just love what She Who Became the Sun has to say about like gender and inequality and all that stuff. And it's such a good book. It's just like the pacing just lags in such weird places where I don't think it should lag. But anyways, really love it. I have not read today because I went to work today, worked the morning shift, and it was great. Made over like $300. So, but now I'm in the mood to watch a movie because it's only 8 o'clock on Sunday. So we're going to be watching a movie tonight, and then I'll read after that. While I get myself snug as a bug. We're going to be watching Little Women tonight with Timothée Chalamet and Florence Pugh. I have not seen this, but I love Greta Gerwig, so we're going to be watching this. I started a 7-day free trial of Stars to watch this, so I'm very excited. I don't know, I was just in a movie mood tonight instead of reading. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Well, I didn't go anywhere, but I finished watching Little Women, and oh my god. I loved it so much. I cried only thrice. There's me before watching Little Women, and now there's me after. I did not know, I knew nothing about Little Women. I haven't read the book. I was just it's one of my friend's favorite movies. Haley, if you're watching this, hello. And she just gives great movie recommendations. And I've been trying to get better about, keeping up with, pop culture and stuff, and especially movies. I'm not a bad movie watcher, but I know I can be better. And I was like, you know what? I feel like watching a movie tonight. I'm gonna watch Little Women. And I did. Oh my god. There's just so many scenes that I've seen just clips of online. I was like, I need the full picture. I need the context. And I loved it. The cast, the costumes, the script, Greta Gerwig. Her job is movie, and what a great job she does. Oh my god, I just loved it. I was crying so much. And now it's 11 o'clock and I'm in bed, and I'm supposed to read She Who Became the Sun now. My phone's on 4% because I film on my phone and I'm in my bed. But that was a movie. I'm so glad I watched it. Oh, solo movie nights are the best. But now that I brought you here, my head looks so tiny. My body looks so big from this angle. Please hold. Okay, so now, I want to read a little bit of She Who Became the Sun before bed. I think I have 2 little sections left. If I could read another 50 pages before bed, that would be great. I don't have work tomorrow. I've got social media work to do tomorrow, but I don't have to go to restaurant work tomorrow. So if I don't finish this tonight before bed, I will definitely finish it tomorrow and be able to conclude this reading vlog feeling satisfied. But yeah, that's my little update for the night. God, that was so good. I'm gonna think about this movie for a while. I loved it. Okay, happy Monday, everyone. I am at home working in my little office. I just got off a really, really amazing meeting. So for those of you who don't know, I have a monthly subscription community on this platform called Bindery Books. And Bindery is basically a beautiful combination of Patreon, a little bit of Kickstarter, a little bit of publishing, a little bit of just talking about books. And I am a creator over there, and I'm supported by my subscriber community, which is an amazing community to be a part of. And one of the perks of being on Bindery is that I have an imprint. It's called Fantasy and Friends, much like the Fantasy and Friends community. And we are working on publishing a book together. And earlier last year, I announced that the book I chose to publish is a title called And the Sky Bled by S. Hattie. And the Sky Bled is set for publication in sometime fall of this year, which is absolutely insane. But so with a book being published, that means I get to sit in on a lot of cool meetings and help with the direction of where we want the book to go. Not writing wise, but today I got to sit in on a meeting for cover design, and we've been going through a few iterations of covers, and the artist is amazing. Her name is Kat O'Neill. I will plug her work right here, and I will drop a link to her Instagram in the comments because she is such an amazing artist, and I think she's going to nail the cover for And the Sky Bled. But today we sat in on a meeting called R3 cover design. R3 means round 3. Something I did not know about the publishing process is that you don't get things right overnight. It's just not, you decide this and then you get it. It's not like you pick an artist, they give you a concept, and then you just stick with that concept. There's several rounds of feedback and revision and feedback and revision. And today was round 3 of feedback and revision, just because we want to get that right. And it's not because Kat wasn't seeing the vision or what we wanted. Is just like we're trying to figure out what the best direction for the cover was going to go in. And I'm not going to share those images with you just yet, because I don't want you guys to be like, what is going on? I'm really excited to see where this goes, because I got to see the round 3 concept today, and it feels like we finally broke ground. The past few revisions have been like, I like this from this concept and I like this from this concept. Is it any way we can combine these? And we finally got to see that today. And when I saw the mock-up for the cover today, like, my jaw dropped and the author Sewell's jaw dropped, and I honest to God teared up a little bit, because it felt like, oh my God, this is the world of Tejomaya. This is the book. This is the atmosphere. This is the sky. This is the blood. This is the color. And it was all coming together. Like, we're nailing the palette and everything is coming to a head. And that is just so, so, so cool to see. And I'm so excited for people to see this story and read it and have it come out into the world. And it feels like every day we get a little bit closer to that, literally and figuratively. And it's been such an emotional roller coaster, because it's just such a cool project to be a part of. But I just wanted to give you that little update for Bindery. It's so amazing. And I can't wait to see what the final cover is going to look like. In other news, I read a little bit of She Who Became the Sun last night. I have less than 100 pages left, so I definitely think I can finish this today, which will complete my goal of finishing this before January, so I can mail this out to Jenna, since this book is hers. Got more tabs in there. Found some pink tabs because I ran out of those. And it finally feels like the ball is rolling down the mountain. Everything is coming to a head. Ju is entering her little corruption arc, because that's essentially what this book is. She becomes essentially, Ju Changba starts chasing after her fate so much that she will do anything and everything to make sure that her fate, or what she thinks her fate is, which is greatness, happens. And she is lusting after that power so much, to the point where it's going to ruin her and it's going to burn her up. And it's just, the ball is rolling down the hill now. And this is the part of the book where I'm eating it up and I can't turn the pages fast enough. So I cannot wait to finish that today and give you my final reactions. And now with The Will of the Many, I listened to this a little bit this morning when I was running my errands. I'm on chapter 31. We know this is at the academy. He's not doing much spying yet, but he's very in the throes of classes and getting to know his classmates, or making enemies of his classmates, I should say. He's not really making friends very much, because they're very wary of him. They're either intimidated or they just plain don't like him. But he is, his goal right now is to move his way up into the class ranks, because there's 7th through the 1st, and the higher ranking you are in a class, the more knowledge you know, the better you are at handling and imbuing will into objects. My one thing with this book right now is I'm really, really loving it, but I feel like I don't understand the concept of what will and how it affects life every day in and out, and how it affects people and how they can use will. I feel like that part of the magic system is not explained very well, or maybe it's something we're going to understand later, because it's not very much and this is not what I was expecting. I'm saying I'm not expecting it from this book, but it's not like a Brandon Sanderson magic system, not to tie it back to Brandon Sanderson, because he's my favorite author, where everything is it's very hard and fast, and there's very rules, you know the limitations, you know what you can and what you cannot do, and you understand the rules and the tenets of his magic systems. So I feel like the concept of will it's either not being explained intentionally, or it's not being explained well. And I don't know if that's a me thing. And I'm curious to know if you've read The Will of the Many, you felt the same way. Am I waiting for an explanation of will and how that affects everything to happen later? Or is it just kind of a wait and see kind of thing? Or is there just not something I'm picking up? Because I feel like it took me a while to understand how what the hierarchy is, and what is a sextus, a quartus, a quintus, and how those titles affect your ranking. So I just wish that I felt like I had a more concrete understanding of will and what that is and how that affects everything. Because I feel like I get it a little bit, but I just want to feel like I could take a test on it and understand that more. I don't know. I don't know if it's a fault of me or if I don't know if it's a fault of the book or the author. That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure I'll get it in due time. Mondays tend to be more of like planning days for me because I'm off from my restaurant job, and I do tend to film a little bit, but it's also like a little Monday reset, so I tend to do a little bit of cleaning, more errands running, email answering. I do know that we have reading sprints in the Discord tonight, so I will be reading for an hour in Discord uninterrupted, just silent book club reading time, which has always been really great. I've been really enjoying those doing. I have really been enjoying that reading time with the Discord. But yeah, today was a really cool day with that cover meeting. I'm just like coming off of like cloud 9, and my one real goal today is just finish She Who Became the Sun, so I can give you my final thoughts on that. And yeah, right now I'm making lunch. I'm not making lunch, but I'm making rice downstairs in the rice cooker so I can make my lunch. And I'll probably read a little bit while I eat my lunch, because that's just like a good way to wind down and divide up my day. But yeah, that is my little reading update and take what's going on. And then I will check in with you once I have some more reading done from She Who Became the Sun. Good evening, everyone. It's Monday night. It is 9:20, so reading sprints with the Discord just started not too long ago, and I just wanted to like interrupt my reading. Discord, if you're watching this, shh, this is for good reason. I am reading She Who Became the Sun, hopefully finishing it because I have only 50 pages left and a little less than an hour in the audiobook. I told you guys it's good. Here's the mess. We got some ambient music in the background. And then here's everybody in the Discord chatting about what we're reading. Here's everyone who joined us tonight. It's a fun time. I love reading sprints on Monday nights. It's just a perfect way to get an hour of uninterrupted reading time in. And I'm just so grateful that we all sit down and do this together for an hour every Monday night. All right, everyone, welcome to the end of this week's reading vlog. I finished She Who Became the Sun last night, and this feels like a good place for us to wrap up before this video gets too long. I absolutely loved it. I loved annotating this. I did feel the second time around that I felt like this, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt like this felt more dense than I initially remember. And I don't mean dense in a negative way, but I do mean it in a way that like I felt like it took me longer to get through the second time around. And I don't know if that was because I eyeball read most of this with the audiobook companion and I was taking my time like annotating in the margins. So maybe that's why it felt a little more dense to me. I do feel like the pacing of She Who Became the Sun is a little inconsistent for my taste and how they've developed over the past 2 years since I read this 2 years ago when it first came out. I really love the first 100 pages and I really love the last 100 pages. I feel like those go together so well, and I feel like it's really cohesive from what we learn about Ju Changba in the beginning and how that shapes her character in the end and where she's headed in the sequel, He Who Drowned the World. I really love Ouyang's development. I'm very curious to see what he's going to do in the sequel. I wonder if that's going to focus on him a little bit more. But like I said, I do feel like this dragged in the middle 150 pages for me, especially in part 2. There was just a lot of things happening in the background that either I felt like we didn't get enough payoff on or like that didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I know like Shelley Parker Chan is a beautiful writer. They know what they're doing, and I will read their writing any day because there's just some of the most beautiful paragraphs that I've ever come across, especially in a book like this where it's like a military fantasy, but it's also reads like historical fiction, but at the same time it's lit fic. There's just a lot going on, and I feel like there's a lot of things that fantasy lovers would like and historical fiction readers would like. But I understand why this book isn't for everyone because it does drag a little bit in the middle, and it's not a fast-paced story. It's a very slow burn. It's a character-driven story, and I realize that's not for everyone, but it is for me. And so if She Who Became the Sun has been on your TBR, I highly suggest you pick it up, especially if this might tickle your fancy. It gets compared to The Song of Achilles and Mulan a lot, and I do see those comparisons, but I would say like a better comp would be maybe like the corruption arc of Rin from the Poppy War and strategy from Game of Thrones. It is a very dark book, and it's a bit lighter on the fantasy than I feel like it is marketed as, because there's very light fantasy threads. There's a little bit of magic, but not much. and it is based on real world context in China under Mongol rule in the 1300s. But like I said, I really enjoyed it. I love Zhu Chongba and I love Ouyang. I can't wait to see what happens to these gay hot messes in the sequel, He Who Drowned the World. And I had a really great time annotating this for Jenna, who was the winner of my bi-monthly annotation giveaway. If you are one of my bindery subscribers and you are pledged to either the Sprite Friend tier or the Dragon Friend tier, that's the $12 and $25 a month tiers, you do get entered into a giveaway every other month where I enter your name in, I spin a wheel, and if you win, you get to pick a book of your choice for me to annotate and send to you. And that's exactly what Jenna did. And so this is going straight to her door right after this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe to my bindery. In addition to being on bindery, you get a front row look at the publishing journey for our first book together, And the Sky Bled by S. Hattie. And you also support me as a creator, which goes a long way for what I do on this channel, on TikTok, on Instagram, and it really helps my dreams come true. And I'm just very grateful for everyone who's here. There will be a annotated book giveaway in February, and I will be drawing that name in a few days, since by the time you're watching this, it is February. But I'm just very excited that you're here, and thank you for supporting me and watching this video. And thank you to all of my current bindery subscribers. You guys make the world go around, you make my dreams come true, and I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for watching another reading vlog. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.